John Boyega has been making the rounds in the news talking about Disney, specifically his time with Star Wars. And a lot of what he says, yeah, people look at that and go, well, yeah, Finn was kind of useless when it came to that, the two films that he was really, kind of backboned on.
It was
which,
kind of useless in all three, really.
yeah. And, so Boyega came out and was like, hey, guys, let's talk about the problem with Disney and Star Wars there specifically. And he was talking about, oh, look at my character and look at this and how his character had nothing to do for multiple films and how, for example, he wanted to wear something to like the premiere. And the hairdresser there was like, yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Just dress like this because it's normal. And like, he was outspoken against all that. And obviously, every studio in Hollywood has had this problem up until a couple of years ago where everybody started to sort of change it up. And it's unfortunate this is sort of what happened because if you guys remember, when he joined The Force Awakens and the rumor started, oh, he's going to be a Jedi, and then the trailer and stuff, people were outraged. First, that's like, oh, well, a black Jedi, and then they're angry, and then people start to actually really like his character, but that was all misdirection with all the art and stuff, because Rey ended up being, the Jedi they picked. So there was, like, this whole bait and switch, and a lot of people are blaming Rian Johnson as well, which, I mean, he gets blamed for everything Star Wars
You just
now.
blame him for everything. He ruined
everything. I mean, let's go around. Tristan, how do you feel about all of this that's happening in the news with John Boyega? What's your take on it?
One thing, because I've been looking and seeing that people were putting some of the blame on China, actually.
Yeah, some of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of because of blatant racism that they have over there. For people who don't know, for some reason they don't take too kindly to having people of color being in the limelight. And from what has been said and shown, John Boyega has been either if he's in the front of a poster or something, they would Photoshop him off to the side as not being like one of the main characters, or they'd Photoshop him entirely out of any promotional material over there.
Which is really ironic because the way they treated him in the movies, the Chinese post was probably more reflective of what his role actually was.
Yeah. And then also going to was it Black Panther? It didn't do too well over there at all, and most of the sentiment was they don't understand why there's so many non-Caucasian people doing in this movie.
Well, also if you look at like most of the posters for Black Panther over there, his face was covered entirely, and he was in the suit. There was barely ever anything featuring the people on it. It's like,
and like from what I've seen, it's probably not all on Disney. It's probably on some of the higher ups that were executing the decisions for it, because what John was getting really mad about is that he thought he was going to be a co-protagonist at least to have his own story, and he did not like it where he was the token colored person that got more people into the seats, and then to get his role relegated to was it saving the animals instead of actually doing something.
I'm saying it wasn't just him either. It was Finn, Poe, and Rose. All three of those characters were relegated.
Yep.
Like if you look at Finn and Poe in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, they're not the same as in Force Awakens. They're more like the goofy, like slapsticky.
Yeah.
Duo. It's just like,
And then like from his comments where it's like everyone in the crew knew it, but no one wanted to say anything.
Yeah, it's just always the way. It's always there.
Yeah.
It's always how it goes.
But you look at that whole situation, you're like, well, at least they're trying to change, and it's actively been shown that they are changing slowly, but it's like, it's unfortunate that it had to happen like this, and that's sort of the story we're seeing everywhere. It's like, oh, after years and years of this, somebody finally speaks up, and then they're finally like, okay, we're gonna change now. It's like, so nobody took notice of this being a problem initially. Like, I don't know. I just find it weird. Like,
it's all the NDAs, though, isn't it? They've got to sign mountains of paperwork.
Oh yeah. Oof. God. Yeah.
Which,
I mean,
it's shady and scummy as it is, but it's what happens.
Mm-hmm. And again, we don't know what exactly was happening there, with everything. We'll probably never truly know who's responsible for those calls and who's pushing for what. And,
They ruined everything, dude. Disney.
Yeah.
Reboot everything.
Well, I mean, it is kind of like how it is, though, And, I don't love everything Disney's done with Star Wars. I have so many issues with the new trilogy that happened. And, Poe specifically is one of the biggest issues I have because I really like Oscar Isaac and that character. And then Finn was right there at, Force Awakens. I was like, I love this character. And the third movie, he literally just runs around screaming Rey's name for 2 hours. It's like, oh, well, that was garbage. It's...
Yeah.
And you hope they can make right with some of these actors, but you just don't know.
I was gonna say they can. It depends entirely on the actors because they could have an idea all they want, but if they say no, we're done with that. Which, in fairness to them, I don't blame them. At least with Kelly Marie Tran, they're trying to do something because she's starring Raya the Last Dragon.
Yep.
It seems like the main three don't want to come back though anytime soon.
Yeah. I mean,
after the reception they got, I wouldn't, to be honest.
We're just gonna get Solo 2 instead.
Oh. I'm honestly shocked anybody wants to do any Star Wars live action project. If I was an actor and they were like, "Would you want to be in Star Wars, a new Star Wars movie?" I'd be like,
"Yes, but no."
Can you make me a droid so I can hide my face or something? I don't want to actually be, because it's just gonna.
Pegg was lucky.
He was.
In it, but
yeah, because it's really odd. Because I was, for one reason or another, Daisy really hasn't gotten any more big roles. One of the more notable ones.
She has got a role now. She's in, I think, The Women in the Castle or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
she's doing voiceover work.
Yeah, because before her biggest role was being in a video game. I think it was 12 seconds is what it is. They actually got her to do.
She's following that Mark Hamill role. Voice acting's going to now dominate her life, and she'll become rich and do minimum work. I mean, it's. Oh.
Give it 40 years, she's back in Star Wars.
She got Hamilled.
Oh.
Oh, God. Good time. So, when there's more to talk about in regards to Star Wars, good or bad, we'll always be back with it. But hopefully they work all this garbage out in Hollywood and people don't get mistreated because that's god awful. It's just not worth it. And plus,
just make an Old Republic trilogy of films.
Yeah, and do whatever you want.
Sure. Young buff Yoda.
Oh, make Solo 2.
Yoda's games I must.